What's up, gang? I'm Coach Christine, and I am here today to deliver your daily dose number 14. Conquer substance. Don't forget to read the caption, and I'm going to tell you about how to eat and drink and be merry this morning. I was in a rush this morning, so I kept it really simple with a bar and just some sparkling water. And I wanted to show you guys my little Soda Stream sparkling water here. I like bubbles in my water. I really do. And I find that bubbles really help me getting my water in. It's so refreshing. So if you like bubbles, that's definitely one tip to consider. If you are a fan of the bubbles, I used to be a soda drinker and I started drinking Pepsi. Pepsi was my jam. And then I moved to Diet Pepsi. And eventually I realized that it wasn't really the soda for me so much that it was the bubbles. And so that was a really nice way to sort of transition into it. And when you drink as much sparkling water as I do, and you don't want to have thousands of cans laying around or bottles. These are really nice because they're reusable. You can actually make sparkling water in your own house. So a little pro tip there. If you need some ideas on how to get your water in, they also have like flavors you can put into them. You can put little lemon, little lime, little this, little that. Don't try to carbonate things that are not water. It usually doesn't end well. I've tried to carbonate like juice one time and it was an explosion. I don't know why, but it didn't work out super well. You're supposed to put the flavor in after you carbonate the thing. That's the pro tip. So think today about just how this week went for you with substance. Remember to consider your vessel, right? Like I have several of these and I actually think I have like 6 or 7 of them and I use them interchangeably. And I went out of my way to make sure that I got the ones I could put in the dishwasher because I knew that that was going to be a sticking point for me, that if I had to hand wash them, then I'd be less likely to use them. So keep it simple, right? Don't be afraid of admitting that perhaps there's certain things that you need convenience in. Actually just went grocery shopping as well. And I oftentimes will get certain things that are pre-cut vegetables, for example, or those little baby bell peppers. I love those because they're so easy to just eat like snacks. My son really likes them. So there's nothing wrong with convenience as long as you're thinking about how am I, what am I consuming throughout the day? You know, what are my portion sizes? Am I thinking about my blocking method? Healthy food and healthy meal creation doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to take hours. Okay. So if you're thinking that in your brain, just wipe it clean and think about how can I simplify this? I oftentimes have that kind of conversation with my clients. Maybe it's making a shake and replacing a meal with a shake. How easy and convenient is that? Or maybe it's just taking those little shortcuts using frozen vegetables. I was actually just talking to a client yesterday about replacing rice with a cauliflower rice or rice cauliflower. You can get it frozen in the bag and it's like takes 2 seconds. Sometimes I'll even put that into like my son's meals to sort of bulk it up with some veggies. Bulk your meals up with veggies. Lots of good fiber to help you stay full and get those veggies in, and experiment, try different things. When it comes to preparing healthy meals, I personally love the blocking method, and I love thinking about that for my family when I'm preparing meals because I find it really easy to create meals in pieces, and then we each build our plates a little bit differently, right? Like my son's plate's going to look different than my plate's going to look different than my husband's plate, and we can still oftentimes have variations of our favorite meals, whether it's pizza or tacos or burgers. Like those things are not inherently unhealthy. Okay. So it's really about how do I build my plate? Can I use a lettuce wrap instead of a bun? Can I choose not to put ketchup on there and just use fresh tomatoes instead? Yes, I absolutely, personally, over time, I found I love those options more than the traditional options. They've become favorites in our house. Even my son, he loves tomatoes. And we very rarely use a lot of condiments anymore because we've just kind of trained ourselves to be that way. And then your taste buds come to prefer the healthier options over time. So take it step by step, take it slow. Let's go back to the burger analogy. This is a perfect way to kind of think about it. Say I'm used to my traditional burger on a bun and I like cheese on there and I like ketchup and pickles. All right. That's kind of like what everybody likes. Pickles are cool. Pickles are a freebie in my opinion. But what is one way you could level up your burger? That's a great first step. Maybe it's switching to an open face burger. What if you just took one half of that bun off? You don't have to lose the whole thing. One of the other things I really love to do is I like ciabatta rolls for my burgers, and I'll like take all the bread out of the inside because I really like the crunchy outside the most. So I take all that bread, soft bread out of the inside and then sort of just like a shell. And then that's what I put my burger, it's a bread shell. And I've really reduced the amount of calories and carbohydrates that I'm consuming in that way. So like, what's one thing that you feel like you could lose? Maybe you could do a half a piece of cheese instead of a full piece of cheese. Even those little steps over time are going to add up. So keep it really simple and think about just how can I make this a little bit better, make a little bit better choice here, like make a little bit better choice there. And over time, those choices are going to add up. So that is your mission for today. Think about how did it go this week? How did it go with drinking water? How did it go with making your healthy shake and having your healthy meal? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Tell me some of your wins. Tell us some of your not yets, right? That's the way I like to think about it, because Rocket came to visit, because ultimately she wants my snacks, because ultimately failure is not just, it's not a stopgate. That's just a learning opportunity. Maybe it didn't work out so well. Trying to, maybe you decided to make too many things for your prep this week. This is something I see very commonly when people start to undertake prep for themselves. They go overboard and they think, oh, I have to spend, 5 hours in the kitchen every Sunday. How can you simplify? What if you just started with one meal you're prepping, or maybe prepping your snacks is going to be of most value to you? So that's a really great way to think about it. What is the one thing that I can do? And if I do that thing, all of my other nutritional things are going to be a little bit easier. For me, that veggie prep tends to be one of those things. And because I am very tight on time most of the time, buying my veggies pre-cut is totally worth it. Or buying foods that, or I use a meal service. For example, I use a meal service for my lunches probably, 4 out of 7 days a week. And that cuts back on my prep time. Sometimes doing something like a meal service can be helpful. We also sometimes use one for dinner on occasion, to just kind of keep things fresh, because shopping is not super easy for us where we live. We have to drive an hour to go to the grocery store. So on occasion, it's nice to just have your food delivered and save yourself some time that you can spend some more time with your family, spend some more time maybe doing your prep, spend some more time on exercise. Like, look at your schedule and think about, where can I make things easier on myself? Same thing with your water. Does having your water near you help? Is your vessel one that's attractive? So this is a great opportunity to think about those laws of behavior change, right? Make it easy, make it attractive, make it enticing, make it fun. How can you inject some of that into your nutrition? So use this past week as a learning opportunity to take the things that worked and bring them into this coming week, and take the things that didn't work so well, kick them to the curb and try some different strategies. All right. I can't wait to hear, pick one thing that went awesome and one thing that you want to improve. In coaching, every 4 weeks, we have review weeks for our clients. And in those weeks, we ask them for micro changes and obstacles. So this is kind of a good way to kind of think about it. Like, what are some small things that I can change that didn't work out last week? And what are some things that I'm going to bring with me? Okay. So what are some things you're going to bring into your next week of prep, your next week of nutrition, however you're thinking about it? And what are some things that you're going to kick to the curb and figure out some new problem solutions for, because that's all it is. It's problem solving, and self-awareness is key. So this is your moment to reflect and bring the good stuff with you next week, kick the other stuff out, find some other solutions to try this week. I want to hear from you. One thing that you're going to bring with you into next week, and one thing that needs some work and maybe some ideas, because oftentimes I tell my clients, okay, I see you have an obstacle here, but what's the solution? Throw out a couple solutions as well. Just a couple sentences. Awesome, you guys. I hope you had some breakthroughs this week. I can't wait to hear about them. Don't forget to click I'm down below the video to track your progress, and let us know how it went this week. I'll see you next time.